as he's tasted for a moment the advantage of having Pacquiao against the ropes. This is Pacquiao's nightmare.
Ken Sports nga pala, kung bago ka pa lang sa channel natin, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe upang updated ka sa mga videong i-upload natin. O yun nga mga kaboxing, alam naman natin si Pacman ay isa sa mga hinangaang fighter dahil sa abilidad at galing sa pikipaglaban sa taas ng lona. Isa na rin dito ang magandang footwork na pinapakita sa bawat laban, lalo na at alam natin na si Pacman ay isa sa the greatest boxing dahil sa kanyang pagiging 8 Division World Champion na kung saan ay malabo nang matubasan ng sinumang boksingero. Si Margarito ay isang Mexican-American professional boxer kung saan ilang beses nitong nahawakan ang welterweight championship, kabilang na ang WBO welterweight title mula 2002 hanggang 2007 at ang IBF welterweight title mula 2008. Si Margarito ay binansagang tornado. Kilala si Antonio Margarito sa kanyang agresibong pakipaglaban sa taas ng lona at dahil dito ay maraming humahanga sa kanyang estilo.
Non-stop pressure. And Cotto goes to a knee that ultimately made the difference in the fight. Cotto getting beaten up by a bigger man. He's exhausted and it's almost over. The punishment has accumulated to the point where Cotto has nothing left. And Evangelista Cotto's going to throw in the towel. And Antonio Margarito has the victory he's been waiting for all his life.
Balikan natin ang laban na kung saan sinasabing delikado para kay Pacman. Panoorin nyo kung paano binugbog ng ating kabayan ng higanting si Margarito.
Right now, Manny cannot. I see the size difference. It's a big factor right now. At this stage, the most dominant punch in the fight has been his left jab.
And the last thing people expected to see was Antonio Margarito standing in the middle of the ring and boxing with Manny Pacquiao to bring Margarito's arms and head down.
Well, one thing, Manny makes adjustments as the fight goes on very well. He's a very intelligent fighter.
Margarito has thrown almost exclusively jabs in the first round, but he has had trouble getting rolling in the early parts of some of his fights, notably the Paul Williams fight. Content to stand in the middle of the ring and box with Manny Pacquiao, has not tried to drive him to the ropes.
And the size has been a big factor in this fight, as I see right here.
But speed belongs to Pacquiao.
Facial expression that Margarito had when he fought Cotto.
I mean, you're not supposed to be on the ropes against Margarito, and there he is on the ropes, Emmanuel.
That was the first time that Pacquiao found his body against the ropes. And if there was one thing Freddie Roach harped on throughout training, it was, don't put your back on the ropes. Never.
Toe-to-toe more with some of the great Mexican fighters that he beat south of lightweight.
Left hook inside by cross inside by Pacquiao. He lands the right hook too as Margarito steps in when he gets close. Uppercuts for Margarito, his favorite punch.
This is why when you asked me, did Margarito have a chance, I said yes.
Delectable experience perhaps for Margarito fighting a man this small.
It's been a long time since Manny Pacquiao looked vulnerable.
First 3 rounds, Margarito's jab is bothering Pacquiao. Good, straight left hand by Pacquiao. Another one. Little right hook inside for Pacquiao. Pacquiao flirts with the corner there, then moves away. Now his back is against the ropes. Margarito tries to press the action. Pacquiao hits him flat with a big left hand, and then flurries and backs Margarito off again. The hand speed advantage to get Margarito off of him.
It does look like just trying to force a knockout is not going to happen. He's got to force it, Manny, to back, and it's a difference in moving side to side, but
he throws the right, then he throws the left, then he steps to the side. So when Margarito comes out of the shell, he don't hit it because the guy ain't there. You know, that's good ring generalship. Pacquiao does it all the time.
I see this as a wide fight for Pacquiao. I think Margarito's doing well in spots and rounds, but I haven't seen a round I thought, oh, maybe Margarito won.
No, I give all 3 rounds to Pacquiao also, in case he gets a knockout fight. But, you know, even though he's landing and winning the fight, he's got to be, I hope he's in great shape.
I think you're looking at 12 rounds of dirt as he has a big red welt under his right eye. So Pacquiao can do that.
Yeah, Margarito's saying that Pacquiao's not hurting him, but his face is telling a different story.
Indeed. And Pacquiao's beginning to land with almost every punch.
is Pacquiao may be younger and better and faster than Mosley, but he's not as physically strong and has to do this rather than just bully Margarito around the ring.
And he's beating Margarito up in this round. It's a huge movement to Margarito's right arm. He's backing Margarito up, and he's hurting him. And Margarito can say all he wants. Pacquiao is fully in control now.
Small he is relative to his opponent, has never stopped punching like he means it.
Most of the fighters today, they punch at the target. Very seldom do they penetrate. But seemed like that one body punch took everything out of him. Doesn't just waist punches. His punches are very accurate.
He even has the ability to adjust the punch in mid-arc.
Yeah.
Margarito going to the body against the rope. That was the first moment that Margarito actually made him look for a moment like his fight against Cotto. And here comes Pacquiao.
As always.
He loves to answer back. Absolutely, he jolted Margarito with the left hand there.
Pacquiao's fighting spirit is something to behold. He loves fighting.
When rounds against him, if you get him with a punch, he's going to get you back before the bell rings.
That was likely here for Margarito. He said, look, I hope he goes up to 180. Every pound he adds is better for us. Well, of course, since Manny's a southpaw, it wasn't the left hook to the body, it's the left cross. But the bottom
Margarito staggered.
Lands in the same place. Straight left hand shots for Pacquiao, staggering Margarito momentarily there. Big right hook. Great shot. Another great round from Pacquiao. For Antonio Margarito, who at the height of his career a few years ago was averaging 100 punches per round. Creating angles.
Creating angles, yeah, because
there's no way Margarito can find him. No way Margarito finds him when he does that.
He started moving right and beat him up that way.
Against Miguel Cotto. Afterward, I asked him what was most impressive. He said, easy, the footwork. I've never seen any athlete in any sport.
Yeah, very few people realize that his footwork is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Some bigger than others, but he's winning all of them.
Now Margarito catches Pacquiao twice against the ropes, and Manny finally is able to dodge away. But this gives Margarito energy, this gives him will and confidence, as he's tasted for a moment the advantage of having Pacquiao against the ropes. This is Pacquiao's nightmare, locked in a trap against a much bigger man. Manny's circling back and forth,
and Jim.
But you got those rounds that is called comparative rounds. I thought Manny wanted.
I think it's Freddie Roach's nightmare. I think it might be Bob Arum's nightmare. But the bottom line is, you're right.
This is a dazzling display of boxing skill, and he's what we call a natural. Been getting with a good trainer that really improved him like Freddie did and brought the best out of him, but he is a natural fighter.
Well, I'll say this. I've covered boxing for 24 years, and I covered Ray Leonard from ringside, and this is the best offensive fighter I've ever seen.
He does it all and fights everybody. That's what I like about it. Jim, before the fight, you said you could see it possibly going to 12-round decision only because of Margarito's size.
Yep.
That's the only factor, but it's strictly a Pacquiao show.
No, if I had a prediction, it was going to be that Pacquiao would win all 12 rounds, win a unanimous decision, and there'd be a lot of nervous moments in it.
Yes.
I thought Pacquiao would stop Margarito right around the 6th or 7th round. Seems to be weathering these storms pretty well in spite of the way his face looks.
Margarito's hanging in, and he's having more flurries as the fight continues, but Pacquiao just stunned him with a right hook and backed him off again. When Manny Pacquiao was a terrific, world-class, one-handed fighter. Margarito banging him against the ropes here, trying to get to Pacquiao's body. That could change the fight. Pacquiao fighting back with his back on the ropes.
And here comes
And he
Manny.
turns it around and bangs Margarito viciously. Right on that badly bruised right eye of Margarito. Pacquiao hits him again with the left. Margarito nods at him. Pacquiao hits him at will. Bang!
You know who else likes to fight? Margarito.
Absolutely.
You know, I've trained in the gym with Margarito, and he trains
Low there.
going 15 and 16 rounds. He's still going to be fighting very strong going down the stretch in this fight.
And he's blocking some of the punches, taking some. He took a big left hook there.
And speaking of redemption for Margarito, so far this has been a measure of redemption because he's never stopped fighting his fight in spite of a frightful beating.
Draw your own conclusions.
I talked to Miguel earlier today, and Miguel said this is going to be a very tough fight. I was saying, I thought that Pacquiao had the edge. He said, man, he may have the edge, but it's going to be a hard fight.
What an exchange.
Manny would have knocked him out sooner.
He deserves to win.
But it's just a bigger man can absorb the punches a little better than a smaller guy. But a regular 140-pounder, I think Manny would have knocked out
Pacquiao.
If he's in good shape and he can continue to do this, he'll win the fight fairly easy. But, you know, once he gets in the ropes...
He can't knock Margarito out at this point.
Unless somebody wants to stop the fight because of that right eye, which is grotesque, against a guy 17 pounds bigger than himself. Touching him up, beating him up, ruining his face the way he is, this will be in the discussion.
Well, it's not just that Margarito's 17 pounds bigger.
Freddie Roach wanted to get the Texas State Athletic Commission to make Margarito shave off the beard, which probably they would have done. Pacquiao said, leave it there. I want to use it as a target. That's a fighter. Boom! Another perfect right hook. What a show. Greatest offensive fighter of the era.
Physically fatigued, both. And this is a right hook.
He's ready to go.
That's one of the biggest jabs I've ever seen.
A right hook, he didn't see it coming.
That was a right hook from Pacquiao.
He still may stop him. He may get out of this round, but I think it's a good chance that Pacquiao will
Not for Margarito. Just doing it as a show for the referee, or even though he's hopelessly behind and getting
no hand movement at all.
Landed a shot, looked toward Coles.
He again looks at Cole.
I think
How much punishment do you want him to take? That's what he's saying to Cole.
But the referee's doing a good job, I think. It's right that you can't stop it. Because as long as the guy's punching back, he's out, being out punched, but the referee has to weigh up a few more seconds for him.
Samuel, he's rearranging Margarito's face.
The issue is not Margarito's eye at this moment, it's his brain.
His punches have zero snap. He is waving at Pacquiao.
Joe Calzaghe seemingly was doing that with Roy Jones in the later rounds, too.
There's no question Pacquiao's pulling his punches now.
Known as an accurate puncher. Floyd Mayweather's watching this thinking, maybe the time is right to fight this guy. Until he felt the time was right. He noticed Hagler slow down, then he took the fight.
That's hard to say because he's fighting such different guys big. Pacquiao, the cultural icon. Manny Pacquiao, the citizen of the world. That's the man. And we're done.
Jim, your prediction was right.
And now, winner of his 8th World Championship, the fighting pride of Sarangani Province, Philippines, Manny